Talk to me a little bit about how Doxcyde came together.
Well, in April, I met Matt, and through a mutual friend who's not around anymore, but he was a guitar player. They jammed before, and one day they're like, "Oh, why don't you come and play bass?" Because I've played bass for like a band before, and I love it too. So I said, "All right, cool." And I got there, and there's somebody else playing the bass, and I was like, "What's going on?" I thought I was gonna jam. And the other guy was just kind of messing around, and I was like so anxious to get on the bass, and eventually I did, and we sounded good. And then we, we went through a few different musicians, but he's always been on the drums, and I've always been on guitar, and you actually did play the bass for a couple of weeks, because we lost the bassist.
Lost the bass player, so I picked it up.
All part of the growing pains, right?
Yeah, no doubt.
But it helped him too, just like, with writing and stuff, and knowing song structure. Awesome.
Well, that's actually perfect, because my next question was going to be to each and every one of you. What was the first instrument you guys picked up? And then talk to me about how it happened. Was it like your parents introduced you to it? Did you just pick it up on your own? Did you like see something on TV that made you want to like pick up a bass, guitar, or drums, or a guitar in your case?
When I was a kid, I loved to sing. That was probably first. And then I started with the violin, just because they offered it in our elementary school. And then I switched to piano, and then I switched to guitar, because I just wanted to like sing and play an instrument and not have to lug anything huge around. So that's why I picked that
You're
up.
lucky there.
And I loved it. I loved rock and roll and like just blues and stuff.
Just growing up, I always had like a slew of instruments surrounding me. My grandpa was in a salsa band and played at various Mexican bars and stuff like that. So he always had like guitars there and basses and organs, just pianos and everything. And then everywhere I lived, I think the first one I picked up was the piano, because it was the most easiest thing. I didn't have to like pull anything out of a case or not break anything. So, and then from then just guitar, experimenting with classical guitar, and then eventually went on to bass, and just been writing new shit with that. So.
With me, I started playing the drums at 5 years old, and had a drum lesson, first lesson. I loved it, but my teacher went off and toured with his band on the road. So I gave it up because the guy that filled in for him, we just didn't have a connection. So on and off, maybe for like another 6-7 years, I was just thinking drumming, but never, no drums around. And then one day a drum set landed in my lap pretty much. And I've been banging on it ever since, and I love it, man. I mean, it's rhythm. Life's got rhythm, So that's my story. That's where I started.